Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. I'm Milky Zero, joined by Marvin Ogi. We're getting ready to head on into our second best of three of the day.
Yeah, well, our first, but it is the second of the day. It is time for T1 Esports Academy against Max. So there's a few unknown names, a lot of unknown names, but the T1 should at least recognize Bo3, who substituted as Faker last year, and of course Reckless.
Never heard of him.
Reckless.
I think. Yeah, exactly. Reckless.
What's he doing playing support?
Exactly. I hear something about Sen as a support champion, so he kind of likes those range supports. But we are heading fast into picks and bans. First three bans done from both sides. The one that really stands up. Wait, hang on. Am I just losing my vision? What is that? Mordekaiser next to Ziggs. My eyes are playing tricks on me.
That's Skarner.
I genuinely can't see. For some reason, my eyes have gone funny. I'm like visual updates and crazy stuff. But Varus is first picked. And it looks like it's going to be Aurora as the answer for T1.
Yeah, Aurora completely enabled on in this tournament. So Dal did play it against KT. They did lose that game, but his showing on the Aurora was completely fine. Now it's looking like the Kalista are going to be locked in for Smash. And I think this sort of objective control, this early lane power might play really well into what T1 did. So last time they matched up against Max, it was a 2-0. Max had a pretty solid early game, but the team fights just went T1's way, so I think this is going to be a bit of a showing from T1 to try, as they move into the if they win and move into the next stage, to say, no, we can actually play late scaling team fights and early game pressure.
And they are looking for that early game, as you mentioned, with the Kalista. We'll see how Max want to answer. Both teams 1-1 at the moment. Expecting T1 to be drafting more towards that bottom lane. Maybe an early aggressive ganking jungler. Something big with the engagers in the support role for Reckless. Maybe a Leona Nautilus. Is that where you're looking, Marby?
Yeah. Classic pairing with Kalista right at the moment is Renata, but I think right now you want to secure your jungler. Maokai is still on the table, and Guwon has sort of lent towards that, but looks like they want to go for Renata, lock that in early for Reckless. But again, this does leave open the bans towards that jungle position, and I think that is probably where T1 is the weakest within Guwon's jungle. He tends to play these tanks. He likes to be the lower economy, at least in this tournament, so have to see where he lands.
T1 prioritizing getting that bot lane, the two-man locked in with the Renata, essentially deciding that they've got loads of junglers that they have available to them. What are Max going to ban? They're first going to get rid of the Maokai. We'll see what else they target towards that jungle role. And T1 do have that counter pick at the very end with R5 to that top lane, although we are still yet to see what Max are going to put into the hands of Garvey.
Yeah, I think Garvey will play it fairly safe. Dal was able to push him around quite a bit, so I'm not actually sure what's good into Aurora. Sources from the internet says nothing, but looks like they're trying to attack Vinay's pool. Yeah, trying to attack Vinay's pool. Maokai, Sejuani gone. What comes next? Vi would make the most sense in my opinion, but currently just tossing up between that and Viego. The Nocturne could be interesting. Of course, we have to see. I think I don't know if I like the Viego. I mean, I just don't like Viego very much, but I think the Vi would have been a much more solid jungler. You can single out the Varus, who is most likely going to be poke and help you try and close the gap in that range, as Ash is locked in as presumably the support.
You reckon?
Unless we go Varus top.
Right? Well, Max have a bit of flexibility on their hand. Let's see exactly what they want to do. The Cassandra will be going top lane, so it is Ash Varus in the bottom lane. Ash support for the hands of Vinay, and it will be Garvey on the Cassandra. One of those champions that you don't really counter, do you? So it's a bit difficult now for Dal to pick something.
Yeah, the Cassandra is definitely going to lose lane, but I think if Xin Zhao's able to get up there. You can try and turn it around as Kobe locks on the RE. Not a lot of CC on, well, there's not a lot of good engaged CC. A few pick tools on the side of T1, but I think unless they manage to get a lead, team fights become a little bit harder to play out.
And there's a lot of pick potential, isn't there, for the side of Max? You look at Ash with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, you have the Chains of Corruption as well. Even Talia, you've got that Weaver's Wall to be able to rotate to a team fight, find someone with that seismic shove. How do T1 want to answer this? How do T1 want to be able to play these team fights in order to get a good fight?
So I think you're looking to try and, I guess, in a sense, early game, you're probably looking to play pick first pick in a sense. So faster map rotations, early presence on objectives probably works out best for you if you're T1. When it comes to the late game, the team fighting fallback is a lot easier to execute on the side of Max. So I think the onus is on T1 to try and actively push the early game, but if they step out of line, make mistakes, Max has so many tools to punish, so they have to really work hard to figure out. And unfortunately, their most experienced player, speaking a second language, speaking a completely different language. So this is going to be quite interesting to see how they run it, who calls the shots, how they pull through that.
And when you look at these two comps, where do you side? Do you think Max have the better draft, or do you think it's, even Stevens?
I think if you just changed the jungler, I would grade to something with a bit more. If that was a buy, I think I'd much prefer T1. But as it is, I think the Max has a much cleaner draft, easier to execute, things like that. But they've matched up before. It's been a 2-1 for T1. 2-0 for T1. That's not going to get confusing. So I would expect them to come out swinging.
Well, unfortunately for you, Marby, there is no buy. You're going to have to wait for October, or is it November, for Arcane Season 2. But Game 1 of second series of the day is now underway. And T1 just going for a nice little bush staff.
Yeah. Harden up. Reckless bringing some of the Fnatic strats, the Fnatic Death Bush, but there's nobody coming down. There's sort of a point start on the top side of the map, and since nothing's coming through, nobody's moving. I think they're just gonna sort of wait it out. Someone's gonna have to probably want to poke their head in eventually from beside Max, but looks like we're just gonna see pretty basic standard lanes coming on through.
Yeah, nothing too spicy to start off this game. And we talked a little bit about, Marby, during picks and bans, that we were expecting T1 to be playing around the bottom side. As soon as we saw the Kalista, we thought, okay, that's going to be the win condition for them. How do Max want to play? Because they've got the Xin Zhao. Is it playing towards the bottom side with this Ashe support that's incredibly aggressive and try to match what T1 want to do?
Yeah, you've also picked... actually, it looks like they're going to go for that lane. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for that lane swap, so... It's going to be interesting to see how they pull this out. They've started on the red side, on the enemy red buff. So Dalton can find this out now.
Yeah, and well, a nice little lane swap early on from the side of Max, and it almost gets them a kill, but it's going to force Dal to recall. And I have a feeling that we're going to be getting one of the most despicable freezes of all time.
Yeah, I mean, that's... you don't really want to freeze in a lane swap scenario. You want to just try and hard show. You're not going to be able to break as many plates on the top side, because that's just the tower plating, the tower extra resistances. But Garvey's going to make his way up there because of that, because of the T1 not reading it. Dal is going to be late and fall behind in experience a little bit towards Garvey. Yeah,
we've just got 4 man in each side lane from the two teams. Why lane against each other when you can literally just send 80% of your team into one lane?
Yeah, this is actually kind of interesting. I think Max was expecting T1 as well, which is why they brought it up, because I would think you want the double hail blades to really kind of slam that early lead against Renata, whose level 1 is not the strongest. Neither is Callista's really, especially up against an Ashe. So they kind of called a bluff that wasn't actually happening. Now they just got to try and shove in that wave and try and reset. But this just means lots of free time on the tower, 2 free plates, possibly even 3, given the size of that wave. And it's just a huge win coming out from T1, especially because Vinny tried to jump onto Dahl. He blew that flash, and Dahl didn't flash in response. He was able to walk out quite comfortably. So he can now, as soon as they see the bot lane, he can teleport back up to top side, catch the wave Garvey is currently pushing in.
Do they push up in? A has been spotted, has been slowed, but will not get CC'd. More slows coming in from Smash as they now try to turn this around, but 4 members of T1 strong in the bottom lane. Moyan is hovering around and can make this a 3v4, but Mac would still be at a number 65.
Yeah, unfortunately Dahl had been down quite so low, and now
here's the teleport. Does Moyan go in? Absolutely he does, and Garvey is on his way down. Moyan low flashes away, but Guwon picks up first blood for the side of T1. Can't get anything more out of it. It's a 1-for-1 in the bottom lane.
Yeah, so you get first blood, you manage to pick up 3, almost 4 tower plates on the bot side. You still have teleport on Dahl, who can just reset now comfortably and walk to lane. And then you just have so much of an advantage. Unfortunately, perhaps, Bat did for T1. Bat did pick up the kill, so he's going to be feeling a little bit better as he moves towards... Oh, God, no, don't do lethality, Callista Smash. I'm just...
If anyone out there is a proficient meme maker, you know that meme, Marby, where you've got like the cat in dungarees like looking over the snow, saying, "What they doing over there?" We need to add that for Poby and Meds because they're just chilling. They're just being chilling, farming in the mid lane, and they're looking, "What on earth is happening in this game around me?"
Yeah, they just get to sort of chill out and hit minions. Poby coming out okay. He's got this wave to collect. Now, the downside for now T1 is kind of hurting a little bit in the top side because Dahl has 1 CS right now, which he was able to pick up just before an Ashe showed up in his lane. And now he's gonna have to lane a little bit at a disadvantage against Garvey. But the natural laning power of Aurora should be able to pick that up, but also down 2 levels might make it a little bit harder. So I think this does neutralize the ability for Aurora to get a good lane advantage, and Cassante is always much better from behind than a mage, so I'm gonna have to see if that actually ends up mattering in the long run, or if Dahl can recover well into this range first lane.
So let's just do a little bit of housework, and we're 6 minutes into the game. The goal, it's not even, but it is a very small advantage for T1, mainly because of all of the takes in the bottom lane. However, that was shared across, well, kind of everyone on T1 because they were 4 members bot side.
Yeah, and this will be what actually sort of, I guess, kind of breaks it, is maybe not given with that vision on the Raptor. They're probably, and in that bush, they're aware. Moyan's able to move up to pick up the grubs. I'm forgetting the names of everything right now. So that should be a nice objective. Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's an objective trade probably coming on through. That's currently pushing the top side. Ari's leaning towards the bot side. There's not a lot of there's not likely to be a huge contest. Maybe Guan can get in and grab a steal of one of the grubs, but it doesn't look like it's going to be all that much.
You know, Marby, when I thought we were casting ASCI, I didn't think we'd be getting the VCS pause coming in game 1 of our first series that we're casting.
Yeah, they really just, like, they wanted to make us feel right at home. Is this our fault? I'm starting to think it might be.
So, for those who don't know or haven't seen VCS, and you know, you're just watching here for ASCI, essentially we've got a history. It's a meme at this point where we just get loads and loads of pauses in games, and every time we get a pause, we add like a little Maokai. No, a Poro onto the Maokai. There we go. It's been so long since we had a pause, Marby. I've forgotten how how the Poros work.
Yeah, we don't have our dedicated pause screen anymore, so it's gonna come
Flash
down.
forward from Reckless. The charm lands really well onto T1.A. Is there enough damage? One more spear would be enough, but it doesn't come through. And Max will live it to fight another day.
T1.A gets pushed off. Can't really stick around. Doesn't have any summoners, and with Guwon coming down, he's been spotted. They have to just back away because that's a free reset. Just
That's
waiting
tower.
in
3-8 minutes.
Yep. That's an easy tower. Now they can sort of rotate around, try and funnel even more gold onto this Callista. Although, and I mean, I was talking about the top lane. Dahl's done just fine. He's played it nice and safe. Garvey hasn't been able to find an angle to go all out onto him, and he's recovered the CS lead quite comfortably.
Okay, hear me out, Marby. This is going to sound a little bit silly, but I thought I'd just, phrase it out there. Sometimes in ranked, well, not in ranked, in competitive as well, they say don't take the top lane out of tower too early because then you're going to have to push forward too much and you can get collapsed on. Does the same thing apply in bot?
I don't think so, especially in the sense of plating is really good to get early. Now, so I think if you just are able to get the rotations going, keep the pressure on from this Callista and Renata, and just funnel even more gold, accelerate the pace of the game. Once things move into like post 14 minutes, possibly, but I think in competitive for sure, the pressure is just, you want to just keep the pressure going, get as much gold early as you can, so when you go to the objective fights, you're better fight a lot. And just have a lot more strength in that space, especially once again, with quite a lot of that early game power coming out of this Callista. You want to maximize that. Especially doubling down on this lethality build. You kind of need to do as much damage as you can before the front line becomes too much to bear.
Well, unfortunately for T1 right now, there aren't any objectives. However, they have spotted out a little blue buff, and T1 want to invade, and they want to take as much of Amoyan's jungle as possible, but Max playing this relatively well.
Yeah, not wanting to overcommit. Definitely in a bad spot. There's no wave keeping meds under tower. Has that Weaver's Wall, can 100% collapse on them if they overpress. Once again, just trying to push in, not trying to harass the turret at all. I think trying to just make sure they have complete river control when these grubs spawn again, which I didn't actually have a track on the timer, so not 100% there, but fight.
Amoyan is engaging, they're looking to Reckless, who's already incredibly low. Here's the Weaver's Wall, the rotation that we talked about for Max. 1 and 2 will fall. Reckless, though, will bring himself back to life with the bailout, as here goes Bat trying to find some damage, but Seismic shoved, and it is 2 for 2. Dead even once again, Marby.
2 for 2, and this Viego is starting to get pretty bad. So I think we might see the angle where he starts to pop off and do some real damage as we move on. Ari's able to pick up some gold for herself. Oh, no, never mind.
Just killed Guwon.
Yeah. Guwon just kind of pathed into them. Instead of trying to rotate to tower safely and catch that wave, he just walked at them.
I think Guwon heard you, Marby, and he thought, yes, I'm a fed Viego, and then he died. Which isn't what he wanted to do, because that's a big shutdown going to do.
Not ideal at all. So Talia's happy right now. That's because she was there for the party first. She got both assists. Ari only picked up one, and now she got an extra kill with some extra shutdown in there. And yeah, I think T1 really trying to emphasize these grubs right now, not trying to overpush the tower, because they want to stop Moyan getting 4, wants to stop getting those Void Mites, just even up the trade, keep those towers, keep that tower pushing tower even. But what Moyan needs to do is walk up and smite this one. Smite got used, but just back off.
Yeah, 2 ultimates miss, Chains of Corruption and the Enchanted Crystal Arrow do not land, so Max very sensibly decided, you know what, we probably shouldn't now force a fight considering that we've blown through this.
Yeah, no flash on Mayan either. I think if he had that, he'd probably walk up, try and grab this mine, then ult flash away it, but in the end, it's no big deal. The grubs are nice, but not necessary for what Max's game plan is. He's had pretty much perma pressure coming out from the in the side lane from Garvey. Dal not quite able to keep up on waves from there.
This is the dive, but Max are here. They're ready for it. Meds is going to fall, but will Guwon be able to get out? Jumps out with a heartbreaker, but the final tower shot will make it a 1-for-1 again. Actually, it's a 2-for-1 across the map because in the bottom lane, Dal has got a solo kill. Never mind, Reckless looking for more. Vinny on the run. Can he get out? Slow, flashes over the wall and out to safety.
Yep, able to get out, and yes, now we're starting to see the Aurora is starting to come online, and thank God.
Boyan, you're mental! The Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands, Piercing Arrow cannot find its mark onto Smash. And well, Max committed a lot to try to get the kill onto the Kalista, but they come out behind.
Yeah, Boyan just moving a little bit too fast, can't get there gets there way before Bat and just drops. There's low targets, but can't find the arrow. Bat can't find the arrow. Smash is dead.
Okay, it's Meds. Meds is just a secret agent, always off screen picking up kills.
Meds can find the kill. Bat can't, but Meds can. Yeah, Dul's finally started to hit the stage where apparently he can solo kill Garvey. Garvey, I think must have made a misstep because we did not have that full Leandris yet when that happens. So we're not going to get a replay, unfortunately. That's just how this is set up right now. So we're just going to have to move on.
We can try to, like, you know, write fan fiction about how Meds got these kills on camera if you want.
I mean, Guwon walked into him for the first one, and I think just Weaver's wall caught out Smash trying to push away.
Barbie, I've got to be honest, that's boring fan fiction. That's just too predictable. We need something edgy, something unexpected.
I do not spend my time on AO3.
Kinda. Reckless has been somewhat caught by Moyen, but we'll just be able to walk out of this. It is 6 kills to 6 and a 1.5k goal lead for the side of T1. Second break of the game is up on the Rift, but neither team really fostering the
Yeah, there's not. I mean, the Rift Herald is sort of feels like it should be a bit of the secondary prize, as that Dragon is left completely alone. But T1 wants to go for it. They want to try and grab it. Because, I mean, if you can grab that Rift Herald.
Here we go with a page 4. They're looking towards Vinay, who is low. T1 get the first kill of the fight, but look how low the members of T1 are. Can Max clean up? Metz is able to get one. Povey on the run. Here comes Garvey from the side. Guwon jumping right into Metz, and Bat will pick up another. Guwon over the wall, able to get one kill and steals the soul away. Looking stronger onto Bat, a double kill for the Fed Viego and make it a triple. T1, their backs were on the rope, but they slingshotted off the rope and catapulted Max down.
I wish to apologize to Guwon. I was not familiar with this game. He is sniping on this Viego, able to just get reset after reset, and it looked like it was going to be a disaster. They completely split the fight. They managed to they took so much health damage trying to take down just one that it looked like the clear up, but the resets come through. Guwon's able to find that flick onto Bat and just solidify the whole team fight. And Hobie playing on the edges quite well as well. Dull also just playing on the edges, trying to keep Garvey interested so that the Viego can clean it up. And that will secure them, not actually the Rift Herald, which is what we were fighting over, but the resets allow for a Dragon take. And then we might have a Rift Herald fight too.
And skirmishes at the moment. T1 are out on top. And in that fight, if Guwon hadn't got those resets from Viego, it was 100% Max victory.
Oh yeah, like it looked very clean, and now the trade-off for that Dragon looks to be Meds being able to control that top side. Dull not having quite as much styling pressure as perhaps you'd expect from a champion quite as touted as Aurora is in terms of dominance, but we're gonna have to see when the items come through how she pushes into the side lane, how she 1v1s, especially Garvey, if they can actually line that matchup correctly. But just more objectives falling the way of T1. And if the team fights keep falling the way of T1, the objectives keep falling the way of T1, that usually means a T1 victory.
It does. Technically, if you get objectives, particularly the Nexus, you do end up winning.
I mean, you only get 50 gold from that, so I don't understand that.
Oh yeah, true. It's not a big swing, is it?
Not a big swing, but that's taking some swings here.
I think if you win the game, because you kill the Nexus, whoever killed the Nexus should get an extra 50 gold starting the next game. So that's an extra health.
I don't know how that would work in solo queue. Can you carry that over?
I don't know if
so you just have like, you just have a random distribution. So if you're really lucky, all 5 of your team has 50 gold and the other team doesn't. But otherwise,
you have a game with 10 teams to win it. However, Meds looking for a play on Dal. A lot of damage, forcing fight away. Meds is now low, and here is Guon, the hero of T1, the big bad boy Viego of the T1. But Max are here, Vinny giving support. Smash making his way over with the face support. They're going to find a knock-up onto Vinny. Max has been locked down. Turned in to a blast, and it is 2 for the side of T1. They want more Moyan, though, playing this really well. Guon takes 1 tower shot. Reckless is now low. Teleport's coming in as well. This is a big shutdown if they can kill him. Moyan is low, and the shutdown is picked up by Bat of all people.
You can see what Guon wanted to do. He wanted to spawn the Rift Herald and try and get away. Overshot Moyan with that ultimate, but Reckless, I have to say, played that out quite nicely with a good ultimate, and then follow-up hook onto Meds to bring back the clear and kill them. In the end, the shutdown, I think, given you got the shutdown, you saved the tower and the Rift Herald was wasted. Not feeling too bad from the side of Max, but a few more kills. Actually, the kills are way closer than they feel.
In that fight. Let's be honest, Max ticked all the boxes. They got the Viego, they made the Rift Herald redundant, and they got their ADC more fed.
Yeah.
What do you want?
No, you're not wrong. It's just, but yeah, it's a 2-for-1 kill count, so it feels a bit more T1 favored. But honestly, given how the games have been going so far, yeah, I think Max comes out of that extremely happy. As we move on, looking more down towards this dragon coming up soonish. Baron on the table in 30 seconds.
I was going to say, Max tried getting more kills than T1 on the same number of kills as T1, and they had a golden advantage. So now they've tried getting less kills. However, Meds is looking for the kill onto Dan. He won't get the kill, so objective complete for Max. They gave T1 more kills, but it's not going to give them more gold in this situation.
Yeah, that's typically how it works. I think we have a bit of like, I understand Dahl was in a bit of a spicy situation, but more kills onto the Viego, kind of just hoarding it, gonna get all there. Interesting to see where he comes next. Has to probably go for that GA third to really solidify his ability to ensure a pop-off, that he doesn't just get bursted. As we're gonna see Kobe. How are we looking at the items? Kobe behind Meds, which makes a lot of sense. Meds has been all over the map, picking up some loose strays. Kobe's just been kind of hanging out, catching some waves here and there. So he's 20 CS ahead of Meds, but he's down 3 kills comparatively. So gonna even out a little bit.
He's not getting out of this. A 1v4, then T1 will pick up another kill with the Drake having just, or with the Drake about to spawn as well. Should be T1 moving on.
Down 2 kills. Hits Meds now. Pick out from Kobe, but Vinay just sort of stepping up a bit too much. And let's see if Garvey's in the same boat. Dahl, a little bit stronger, has that completely haunted now. Got the solo kill once. Still very little MR from the side of Garvey, so I expect Garvey kind of just has to run away.
Now, Garvey doesn't have a teleport for this Drake. Dahl does T1 have that numbers advantage, although not anymore because T1.A is now back up on the map. However, the Drake is down to 4,000 health. We're going to try to sneak his way in, but it's a little bit too late for the party. We just want to separate the members of T1 and allow Moyan to go in with and engage the low members of T1, but not low enough. T1 get their first kill. And that is in from the side, but have a look at Q1. He's picking up kills. T1 are picking up kills, and Max are going to grey screen.
Moyan is just so disconnected from the rest of his team. He's just going in way too fast, and the rest of his team weren't able to get around into the river until the fight was already, well, until the Xin Zhao was already dead. So that's a free Baron, that's 2 free turrets for the side of T1, and now the goalie has ballooned to 6k. I think it's just going to be a bit of a quick walkdown. They've played the team fights better than Max. They've controlled the objectives better than Max. They're on soul point. They've got Baron. If they don't end off this Baron, it sets them up for a nice soul in 5 minutes.
This game was feeling close, and it was feeling like Max could win fights or get back into the game. Not anymore. After that fight, it now feels like T1 are firmly into the driving seat. They've got the Baron buff. They're presumably going to be getting Soul in just under 4 minutes time. And Max really need to think about how do they come back into this game, or is this a, reset mental and go into game 2?
Yeah, I think the Ashe has not been it. I think T1.A has looked pretty okay on the engaged supports. So I think if you're looking for game forward for ideas of game 2, I think try and go for that. I know Smash and Reckless have been kind of bodying you in terms of lane, but you've shown the willingness to lane swap. You can just do that to try and avoid some levels. If you're trying to play it a little bit more, try and playing it specifically to avoid the matchup, you feel like you're coming away with a lot more than just throwing away your double Hail of Blades advantage. So I just kind of gotta wonder. I think you're thinking about game 2. Right now you're trying to see if you can maybe find someone lacking in rotation. Smash has been quite pickable, but I think this game is, you're just trying to think about game 2. You're down 8k, almost 9k. I think you're just trying to move on.
Yeah, move on from that bad breakup. What the breakup is in this case, I don't know. I think it's when, we had 4 people in top lane and then 4 people of the other team in bottom lane, or something like that. But T1 are looking very good, and I think you mentioned Marby was a 2-0 to T1 last time these 2 teams were faced as well. So picking up where they left off.
Picking up where they left off, indeed. It looked like they kind of got knocked down a little bit, but in the end they got knocked down by KT, who won the entirety of the Challengers League. So, Moyan scored again.
Yeah, goodbye Moyan, and Poby has worked his way in, picked up a really nice kill, has more Spirit Rushes available, looking to meds. Will the next charm land? Still on cooldown, and then hits a minion. There will be 2 kills for the side of T1, and they will continue to push this Baron empowered wave into the mid lane, and it should be quite an easy in attack.
Yeah, just moving comfortably as a 1-4, setting up the 1-4, and able to crack quite a lot of towers.
Now in he goes, and locked up are the members of Max. 2 of them will be able to survive. Garby just by the skin of his teeth, and never mind, gets a pop in the end, and T1 continue to exert their dominance.
And that just walking away, no summoners, opens up the opportunity for the tower. Able to escort 2 waves, and this should be 2 inhibitor towers, at least, maybe 2 inhibitors themselves. But they can't, they probably want to reset and try and get ready for this dragon. Given that health bars and mana are getting kind of low, this might provide that opportunity if they overstay.
Yeah, big Mikhails as well to keep Q1 alive, who was locked down by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, followed by the Chains of Corruption. And I think if it wasn't for that NPC, he might have got popped by that with a Crystal Arrow. But T1, they do pick up 2 inhibitors, they're going to reset. We've got a Drake coming up very shortly.
Yeah, and it looks like Moyan and T1.A they're not quite they're not really setting up this. They're not trying to hard push into that dragon pit area. They're kind of hard force mid lane. Makes sense, trying to get rid of some of the supers. And they're allowing T1 to just keep control of River. They're trying to push this up, but they don't commit to their AD carry.
Styling side and knocked up other members of Max once again into 2 quick kills, and T1 want more. The charm will land 3 down, and now here is the 4th. Let's make it 5. Let's get the ace. And, well, Smash will get it shut down, but Garvey is the only member left standing, and he will not be able to defend the base on his own, particularly with the Reckless on the chase. He's learned from Hillisang how to be a pesky support and cancel every single back known to man. You cancel 4 backs by killing them. You cancel the 5th by running him for all eternity. That will be game number 1 going the way of T1. Will Garvey be able to survive? Never mind, the fight doesn't last long enough.
He's able to bring it down. The Nexus falls, and it's looking like a repeat of the last series. Somewhat the T1 team fighting is just so much better than what Max is bringing to the table. Max just look disjointed. They don't look together at all. Muan is just Moyan. Guwon is T1. Moya. I haven't casted these players before. I'm getting used to it. Sorry. Moyan just wasn't connected with the rest of his team. He was going into early quite a few times and just popping before there could actually be a response from Max. So, do we pull him back off a jungler, off the trigger, make him play a Zyra, Brand, something along those lines, and put Vene on a Rakan, put him on a Nalista, maybe not Nalista, a Leona. Try and just push through it. I think that's probably the angle I would go, looking at how those fights have played out. But it's up to them. T1, just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and I think it was quite difficult as well, because once you go in with the Xin Zhao, there isn't much follow-up. Yes, you got damage from Varus and Ashe, but you haven't really got anything that can jump in with the Xin Zhao. Like you mentioned, something like a Nautilus, a Leona, even if you had, I mean, I know it's not exactly playable right now, but something like a Malphite jumps in, follows up. So we'll see what is to come in game number 2. Max need to switch some things up, because game 1, well, it was kind of going okay until it wasn't. But we're going to head into a short break, and we'll be back shortly.
Awake to my voice and hear the call within. Embrace the fear inside. Surrender your mind to mine again. Close your eyes, have faith in me, and leave the light behind. You're never alone. Whenever it's gone, let the shadows take hold.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to game number 2 of T1 against Max. Marby, T1 took game number 1 in convincing fashion. They were pretty much in control the entire game, and they gave us a good game.
They had a few stumbles. They allowed themselves to get picked off a couple times by Max, but pretty much in charge of every team fight. Guan was able to... There was one that looked a little bit spicy, but Guan was able to salvage it, so I think they were in charge of all the objectives. They were in charge of the team fights. It was just clean.
The bans are all the same as they were in game 1, but the picks are not the same, mainly because Max are over on blue side, T1 are over on red side, and Max are going to be locking the realms.
Yeah, so at the end of the last game, I said Hoyan looked a little bit shaky. It was going in a bit early to the rest of his team. Moving Vinay to the sort of engaged champion instead of the Ash, moving it to the Rel might actually work quite well for them. So, I mean, you can be the one who pulls the trigger on the Ash, but the more committal form of engage is Guan doesn't want to be banned out again despite his performance on the Viego, so he's going to move to the Maokai, make sure they have that big front line to play around and control.
T1 have that Maokai locked in. They're picking up the Misfortune as well. So again, looking to see more aggression towards the bottom side of the map. We saw the Kalista in game 1. However, Max aren't looking currently to match that aggression. We saw the Ash Varus coming through in the previous game. If we see that Ezreal coming in, that might suggest that Max are looking to just rotate Vinay a bit more, play towards Meds, who was such a strong player for Max in that opening.
Yeah, Meds' ability to move around and rotate on the map was really impactful. Was able to sort of be there and pick up some of the pieces, try and make plays of their own. But we're moving to the Lilia, so actually it is that carry for Moyan. Now I'm gonna have to see what comes through. The Ezreal can be played in the mid lane, but most likely going to go to bat. And the Alistar means you know the lane. So Alistar isn't that bad up against the Rel in lane, so you don't worry too much about that weakness. And it's a pretty good pick overall, but Tristana for Poby, take that mid lane pick, try and really double down this double AD character.
Yeah, why take the ADC or why take the support when you can lock in an ADC into the mid lane? We all love to see it. We don't. Yone, though, banned away by the side of T1, so trying to get an easier matchup for Poby.
Yeah, just wanna remove some of the dive threats, also some of the big AD mid laners that can pair up alongside the Lilia. I probably think Corki will be taken away. Now the Alistar gets taken away, there is also the chance of the support Maokai. I don't think that's terribly likely, but that is an option. So we're just going to keep that in the back of our heads. Because what comes through for the next ban, I would say Rakan or something like that. Okay, Nasus.
Nasus?
Interesting.
Is that top lane Nasus, or is there some secret?
I assume it has. It has to be top lane Nasus, given Tristana's locked in, but an easy Leona pick up for Reckless will combo quite nicely with the bullet time and the Maokai. So and then save the counter pick for Dahl has shown the Auroras if they want to go that route for the AP. Cannon, Rumble, all these picks are still available. Just wanting to see what comes out inside of Max. A Syndra.
There were a lot of fun hovers before, which would have suggested that the Ezreal was going mid lane. ASOL would be even more spicy than the Syndra should he get picked up. But I know we were talking about maybe some AD threats to pair with Moyen on the Lilia, but we're going to get the top laner locked in first with the Narfugard.
Yeah, makes sense. Give themselves a little bit more time to pick. The Yasuo could come in. You do want more of an AD threat in the mid lane, so I mean, you can still move the Ezreal there, but the double AD carry, you can completely deny the bullet time with a good wind wall. Zarius is a lot more of a safer pick, so that makes a lot more sense.
So,
then,
is this going to be a Gwen angle or something? Because right now T1 have pretty much no AP.
Gwen, Aurora, Cannon is a pretty common pick into Gnar, I believe, so Val might want to go that route. They can just double up on the front line if they want to, but Cannon it is.
It's not going to be a reckless Kennen either. That would have been really fun to see, but I don't think support Kennen is particularly playable right now.
Okay. No, it's not playable right now, but in that same tournament where we saw Reckless as Kennen a lot,
Right.
Wolf did play a lot of Kennen support as well, so...
Did he?
Yeah, 2015 World. I also played a lot of Kennen support immediately afterwards. I got to I maxed out mastery on Kennen exclusively in the support role.
Back when you couldn't max out your mastery,
Yeah.
the good old days.
Back in the day.
But our comps are locked in. What are your thoughts on it? Because for me, Marby, I look at T1. It looks spicy. I see big wombo combo, play-by-play cast, and me very excited.
Yep, pretty bread and butter composition from both teams. A little bit more wombo on the side of T1, but which means just put all your R buttons in and make the shapes align. So I think Maokai is just kind of Maokai and Leona are both kind of busted. So I think that kind of almost makes me edge it out to them purely on champions broken. But Zeri, Ezreal, that's a strong carry foundation. Lilia as well can, if Moyan is good enough, can absolutely run the jungle on that pick. So it's purely execution. But so once again, it's 3-0 to T1 so far. We should expect we should probably expect a 4-0, but I do like both comps. They're both very very good drafts in my opinion.
They're both playable compositions, they're both even. What do you want to see? I want to shift the focus on towards Max. What do you want to see them doing in the early stages of the game? And don't say sending 4 members topside, please.
So you could try and dodge the lane. I think in some sense, a lane swap could be good, not specifically for the Lilia. Try and control the top side. She's fast enough. Only do the lane swap for like the first 2 or 3 to like level 3, then immediately go rotate back to bot lane. Try and get both red quadrants if you're Max, and then try and get most of 3 quadrants for Lilia. Get her off to a flying start. She will naturally outpace the Maokai in terms of jungle farm anyway. So if you accelerate that, it becomes even better. Ezreal from that point can be sort of left on an island, send Rel roaming, try and impact meds. I think just be active with it. Try and play for Lilia early, and then try and transition that into your support lanes.
Okay. Well, we'll see whether they can get the Lilia ahead and make something of it. Are you expecting to see the same kind of aggression towards the bottom side that we saw in Game 1, or maybe kind of more left to their own devices?
Possibly left to their own device. I think... That's actually hard to say. I think probably left to their own devices because Ezreal is a lot harder to gank, especially pre-6, from the Maokai. So, but if you can shut down Zeri, who is also hard to gank, I think actually the easiest target to gank is the orange buff in the top lane. Just go kill Gnar.
Okay.
It's a tried and true tactic. You see, nah, he's in mini form. He's free. Go kill him.
Although, as I now think about it, Max have got themselves into a situation where, in every single lane, they have a champion that can jump, which is a bit of a pain if you're trying to take it.
We might be in a they might be in a bit of a delay, but
We might be. We believe.
yeah. Did not see a yeah, I mean the poppy cook would have been a fantastic option realistically, because then you block everything except Ezreal. But but yes, yeah, there is that. There are jumps. It's a little bit harder to gank, but if you set up a dive, you've got a cannon and a Maokai. That's a very good dive squad against a Nah. You've got a Leona, who has one of the most overpowered basic abilities in the game with Eclipse.
No, I would not say Leona is overpowered at all. She's incredibly balanced. If anything, she deserves a buff so that I can go back to playing her in solo queue again. No idea what you're chatting, Marvin. I think it's perfectly acceptable that as a support, I can 1v1 the enemy ADC and win.
I think it's completely reasonable that she gets a effective mount, an effective Alistair ultimate on her W. Okay. Okay, we have game.
We do have game. We've got lots of game, I think. That's one of the worst things I've ever done in my life.
Move it! just get us into this.
Oh, what a way to get into this as well, with the mid laners really duking it out. Meds and Poby incredibly low. We're already 2 kills to 2 kills in 4.5 minutes, so both Max and T1 thinking, the hell with it. We're going giga crazy.
Yeah, looking at the kill distribution, it looks like there was a gank towards the bot side from Guan.
Yeah.
And it went 2 for 2, so that's not ideal if you're a T1.
Do you think they tried to tower dive and it failed? Oh, we're getting a re... Wait, no, this isn't a replay.
Don't worry. we tried to get a replay of as a rock, but in the end, it ends up going fairly badly. Oh, Reckless!
What are you doing over here, buddy? This is the top lane. You're
trying to just give as much time to the carries as possible to just hit the tower.
Did they not hear the bit, Marvin, where I said I don't want to see 4 people top lane?
Okay, so at least at this point, it makes a lot more sense. The tower plates have fallen down.
No, it doesn't make
grubs
sense, Marvin.
spawning soon, and we're about to get a fight, so this should make it up for you.
Here we go, Reckless flashing in, he bunches in, there's a slicing Maelstrom as well. Reckless is low, Dal is low, Moyen gets the first kill of the fight, now they look to Guwon, and Garvey's dishing out the damage. A double kill for Moyen on the Lilia, but he's low, will fall, 2 for 1. Poby showing up, Garvey low, T1 trying to turn this around, rocket jumper forward, Poby gets 1, jumps out to safety, Reckless now on the attack from Meds, Garvey trying to get the kill. And Smash will run him down, and Meds needs 1 more auto attack. It's all going to pop, Bobby!
So it's a 3 for 3 in the end. It looked like it was going to be complete disaster because Poby was so late and couldn't quite get the cleanup. And Dal just teleported bot and killed back. So it's a 4 for 3 overall. It's just T1 keep finding small advantages. Now, Back did manage to get some plates, so in terms of gold value, it probably comes out about even. And then you're just looking at how Dal has 20 CS above Garvey. How there's a 10 CS lead in the mid lane, and you're just seeing this is how T1 is getting advantage as it's grubs again. Everyone's here. Guan should be able to get 1.
Guan did get 1. Smite has been used by both junglers, and now we're fighting. But Reckless is making his way down. Moyan will be able to get the next scrub, and now T1 is the focus for Max. But this is a 2v3. This is crazy. Surely this doesn't work. Moyan is seizing down, but here come the rest of Max. Moyan is a sacrificial lamb as Max now starts to turn this fight. They get the CZ down onto Smash. That misfortune is going nowhere. Surely not. Hiding behind the minions. The arcane shift forward. Looked down on the tower by Reckless. Let's take the damage. That's the final shot. Somehow the Mystic Shot doesn't land from Bat. And Reckless just about survives. This is a fiesta, Marby.
Reckless manages to survive, and this gives Poby some extra time, and Garvey has killed Dal. Everyone's
happened
just
as well.
Popping. Everything. Lots of things happening in the bot lane that just. People
Didn't
just
that happen
died.
in game 1 as well, where Garvey was getting so... No, it was Dal who got the solo kill onto Garvey last time, wasn't it?
Yes. Dal teleported down. He killed Bat. Garvey teleported down and apparently killed Dal. So it's all a bit of tit for tat. And now Max is in the kill lead. They have the the gold is pretty much even, and they have a single grub advantage from there. So the teams are dead even. There's a bit of gold. Looking at the gold distribution, it's looking a little bit stronger towards Smash and Reckless compared to the other side, but Med's feeling pretty comfortable too.
You know it's a spicy game when both mid laners are fed, have shut down gold, and haven't died in the game.
Yeah, no, if this dragon stays around a little bit longer, that first dragon fight might involve first items already out the gate on the mid lane. Is both rushing towards that Blade of the Ruined King, and that Bloodthirster is actually kind of close for Smash. So, gonna be very happy if they can get that online before the fight. If there even is a fight, Max might just let Guwon pick that up.
So it is quite close gold everywhere, with the exception of in the jungle. And we did say in picks and bans that we want to see Moyan get accelerated, get ahead, and that is kind of what we're seeing. But the Drake has been started. Poby locked down, will rocket jump out to safety, and the Drake down to 3,000 HP. Nature's Grasp is being used, the focus is on to the support, and Vinay will fall. Lilting Lullaby has been used, but will only put Guwon to sleep as Max start to step further forward. But they're not going to be able to contest this Drake. Surely not, and Max will make their move.
Nice pick, able to find the lockdown. The Nature's Grasp from the Fog of War catches out the rail, brings it down, and a nice, easy secure from the side of T1 and back to lanes. It's just these small advantages that you can have. As we said, yes, Moyan ahead, not quite in the way I was expecting. There's a lot of scuffling going along around the leash. She's up 2 kills, but not exactly racing ahead in the farm lead. Granted, we missed the early game, so we don't know how it played out.
I think this is a perfect opportunity for Marby to practice some of that fanfiction writing. We talked about game 1. But I think we probably shouldn't do that. We're going to be closer to a try for Max. He is hiding here. Guwon has to be a little bit careful. Never mind, Max are actually going to make their retreat because Reckless and Smash were starting to pass it towards the top lane.
Yeah, the Leona, with the rush boots, the MF with her ability to just strut really quickly. The rotations come out really fast from T1, able to just keep shoving these waves, keep pushing in, and keep the threat up. Grubs round 2. That's Max on the play. They have most of the control of River.
Poby has TT as well.
Yeah, I was going to say Poby on the bot side. If they trade these Grubs away for strong damage on the tower, it doesn't matter. But
teleport. Nature's Grasp has been used. 1 grub has been secured. So at the worst for Max, it will be 3 for 3. But in goes Vinay into the backline. Reckless taking a lot of damage from Bat once again. Vinay will fall, and now it is Max with the numbers disadvantage. But this time, they still have control over the river. T1 trying to push in. The Mystic Shots are flying. Smash is zoning back out of this play. All the void drops secured. And Garvey going in, finds 2 members with an Aron, but is it enough? Big bullet time comes through. Smash chunk down low. Med's unable to get the kill. Poby jumping into tower range, but will not fall. Mystic Shot takes him low. T1 though, picking up 3 kills for nothing. Max get all 3 Void Grubs.
Smash with both summoners in hand, able to completely outplay Garvey because he sees the angle, he goes for it. I thought he'd done it, but nope. Smash able to hit that cleanse flash and just turn the bullet time on top of Max and take down 2 more kills. And this really is just T1 kind of getting everything they want. They didn't get that 4th grub, but they kind of shouldn't have gotten that 3rd, given they stole it with the Nature's Grasp itself.
Oh, I missed that.
So they're pretty comfortable. They've got 3 grubs. That provides a lot of extra pushing power to Kennen and Tristana, who are both pretty strong on the side lane in terms of if they get time alone with the tower. Kennen not the fastest pusher in the world, but if alone, able to pump out attack speed.
Okay, I want to play the other side of this argument because I feel like Max has a comp that isn't as strong early game. You look at the Ezreal, you look at the Zeri, I feel like early on they're not going to match the damage output that Tristana and the Misfortune can do in skirmishes. So this is a team comp for Max that should get stronger as they get more and more items, as that tier gets upgraded. Lullaby flash away from the Kennen. Is there enough damage? Narol comes through. Moyan is dishing so much damage, and now it's just Reckless left alive, being run down, hit by the bowling ball. Moyan should be cleaning this one up for a double kill.
Yeah, just Reckless thought he could try and buy the time, but the timing on that Gnar just threw him into the wall, just couldn't really engage at all, couldn't buy any more time for Dahl, so just kind of offers himself up for free, and it's a good play from Max. They find the isolated target on the side lane and end up getting a freebie along the way. This gives Guon on the other side of the map a bit of time to set up for this Rift Herald, but between that and the Dragon coming up, you could just look to trade if you're Max, but no, they want to fight. It's all about fighting here. As the tower does go down in the bot side, able to pick that up is Garvey.
About 500 gold down. Then he's here at the Rift Herald, and there are teleports available for both Dal and Garvey to join into this Herald fight, but Max is going to let this one drop without any protection.
Just let that slide. They're not at that. They weren't in position. Moyan had to walk his way up the entire map. There's now a mountain dragon spawning, so T1's going to probably try and work their way down there. They have the Rift Herald now, so might drop that in the mid lane for some extra pressure. But I have left Poby a little bit isolated. A couple more autos and a Rift Herald, and that is a dead mid lane tower. But, oh, there's a fight.
Fight, he was looking for a potential take, getting down to half health. Now the teleport comes the Barrage. Reckless turning this around with the Zenith Bay. Garvey caught out, and that's the kill for the side of a T1. Vinny trying to get caught out by Reckless, able to jump over the wall with a Ferromancy, or the crash down, I should say. T1 again finding another really good pick.
They find another pick that opens up the mid lane tower for free. No Rift Herald investment required, and they can rotate top, drop it top, and just break 2 towers. Now, Moyan and Meds are currently under those towers, but they should just be left able to escape quite comfortably. And you're starting to wonder, do we even need the Rift Herald? They're gonna drop it anyway.
Moyan trying to save this tower. Teleports are coming through. Max really want to go for the fight. Slicing Maelstrom comes then down, and the tower is gone. 1 kill for the side of T1. Vinny turning this around really well, and Smash will fall. Max, so 1-4. Meds is looking feisty. Guwon engaging, and Meds is stuck in the middle of T1. Thank you very much. Another kill for the side of T1, and look who's trying to find a way into the backline. It's Guwon. Never mind, he's just going to go for the tower. Garvey looking feisty. This is still a 2v3, but Max are feeling way too aggressive here, and I don't think they've got anything. I don't think their bite is as bad as their bark, but never mind, maybe they can pull this off. The focus on Poby, 3-man Narog. Garvey gets a 1. Lockdown is Vinay. Another goes the way of T1. Garvey can he turn this around in a 1v2. There's a teleport coming through as well. There's the bowling ball, and Reckless will fall. Flash forward from Garvey, and I don't know, Marvy. Did Max win that or not?
I wasn't counting, but
The viewers won.
I feel like they did at the end there. They currently now have the space on the map. Garvey able to just take that that Mega Gnar and say, yeah, no, you have no health. I can kill your single damage source. Dahl trying to get something back, but he is just
Smash is here. Med, can he turn this around? Lockdown, and that is just an easy cleanup for Smash at T1.
Yeah, Dahl definitely not able to 1v1 the Zeri with the full blade, but gets another kill over to Smash. Just teams overstaying a little bit. In that whole exchange though, we had Moyan gets taken very low. That just pushing the mid lane tower, so he's gotten that very low. And all in all, and overall, just it's a lot of gold. It's accelerated the game greatly. I don't think it's really. It definitely hasn't accelerated any team in particular, but it's going to make this next dragon fight a little bit more interesting as a lot more of the items are coming on through.
But I feel like the game gets accelerated. Surely that's better for Max with this Zeri, with this Ezreal, who power spike, I feel, a little bit later than T1.
So, especially because that means T1 hasn't had the opportunity to build up the objective lead. Like they're currently doing now, picking up the dragon uncontested. So I'm kind of just flabbergasted, lost at a lot of the plays. Like that Rift Herald in that top side. Quan puts it down, jumps in the Rift Herald, and just sort of drives it away.
Never mind, he's not even going to jump. Moyan is here. Garvey is looking feisty. He's making his way down as well as he wants to continue to look to charge forward. Meds is going to be able to pick up the Ascii tower in the top lane. Here comes the Nation Plus, going to lock down the members of Max. Good stop pod for Moyan. Garvey jumps in, but he's surely going to die, but surely so should Dahl as well. Big engage from Vinay in a 4v5, but able to get a double kill. It's 2 for 3. T1 come out on top, but have a look at Med just split pushing in the top lane. I think this is almost making it worthwhile for the side of Max.
Yeah, 2 towers going to go down the top, 1 tower in the bot side. If that makes sense, no. And that almost could have been fantastic from Max. I mean, it was pretty good, but it was a 4-man Gnar ultimate and a 4-man sleep, but disconnected at completely different times of the fight, which those two things independently made that fight so close. If there had been a coordination, it wasn't sort of a scramble to get away, and they had actually coordinated those fights, that could have been an absolute crush. That would have been.
If Meds was there, if that was a 5v5 instead of a 4v5, Max had advantage. But Max did what they wanted to, which was, okay, we will play the 4v5 in the side lane and we'll just let Meds. He didn't just get the outer tower, he got the inner tower as well. That is a lot of gold onto this Zeri. That is the Runan's Hurricane completed. Meds is now going to be a force to be reckoned with in the upcoming fight, which might be around the Baron National.
Absolutely respect Meds. I'm not trying to sort of panic back and join, just recognizing I have no teleport, I can't join this fight, I can get 2 towers. Just hard pushes, gets that under the wing, well on the way towards that shield bow. Squall might have stepped out of line a bit.
Here comes the Nation Plus, the focus is going to be on Vinay, and a lot of damage comes down. Solar Flare lands on Garvey and on Moyan. T1 continues to push forward. Out comes the bullet time, and Moyan will fall. Dahl is low, and Dahl will die, but it is a 3-for-1 in favor of T1, and Med is not able to have the impact that I thought he might have. Will T1 now turn to the Baron?
Yeah, playing it very safe. His front line kind of just disappeared immediately. Garvey and Vinay not quite standing up to this relentless damage from Smash and Bo3. Now the Dragon is available. There's a lot of damage. This can go very wrong for T1.
Well, a 2v4, will it work? Reckless able to find the engage on into Meds. The Meds is a pop. T1 will make it work. Baron and a kill. Bat is on the back, but T1 though continuing to push forward, and this is going to be really, really difficult for Bat. He can't quite get the kill on to Kobe as the arcane shifts away. True Shot Barrage able to get one and make it a 1-for-1.
he got heavy, which
He did. Worth.
it's a nice shutdown. Meds also got shut down.
No
They're seeing the low health bars on Reckless and Guan, and they keep wanting. They're gonna go for it again.
They get the CC onto Guan, then teleport coming through. Can they get a kill? Garvey jumping into the backline, gets the flames out of Smash, and here comes Med. Can he clean this up? He's gonna get what he's going to get to. It's a big shutdown onto Smash, and these are Baron buffs that are falling. The focus is now onto Dal, who does have a slicing Maelstrom. Gets the kill, but Garvey turns it back around. Now Garvey on Reckless, top laner versus support. Reckless is low, flashes away, gets the hyper proc, and it's all turned around. But guess what, Barbie? That is all of the Baron buffs for the side of T1 gone.
Yeah, look, T1 just needed to leave. They had to sort of track their health and death times and know that they can't just push that in. And this health is so low that Bat's going to pick up a mid lane tower. They're in position. Thanks to the death timers, Rel's going to be in position for the dragon. They can set up for this first, and that'll be a Chemtech dragon perhaps going on, stopping the soul stacking. T1 had played a good fight. They got a Baron, and then they stayed far too long, and this just seems to be the story of the series. Just, we're gonna keep this fight going. Death timers are not long enough to stop us.
Well, it is nearly a 5k goal lead for the side of T1, so this game is going well for them. Garvey's only just respawned, so at the moment it's a 5v4 in favor of T1. Max need to wait for their top laner to arrive, and by the time Garvey gets here, that Drake will be gone. 3 Drakes for the side of T1, just as it was in the previous game. Been a lockdown, and once again, T1 finding the pick on to the support. Nathan's cross from the side, in comes Bo3, and the bullet time is big. Kill number 1 goes away of a T1. Moyana over the wall, and now Max trying to turn this one around. Meds leading the charge. Here comes the slicing Maelstrom, locking down members of Max. Meds falls, and T1 are starting to pop of Garvey. Doesn't really know what he's doing, can't find a play. It's a 3-man Naro, but it is not into a wall. Bo3 gets a reset, Bo3 gets another kill, and T1 get 4 for 1.
Yeah, T1 once again just showing up in these team fights. I thought they might have used a bit too much under the Rel, but had that slicing Maelstrom in the back pocket. Huge engage from Dahl, able to just turn that around and just allow Bo3 to pop off and just clean house through there. The moment this man gets a Sony's hourglass, they're gonna stop being able to even trade back the single kills. As T1 just gets further and further ahead, they're picking up more towers outside the base. There is only one structure now that exists outside Max's base. As we're piling on, we're waiting for the next objective. Baron will be the next focus. Max trying to clear out some vision, but what can they really do? It's just so difficult for Vinny.
I don't like focusing on one player, but it is Vinny. And again here, always getting caught out. We saw it in game 1 as well. Every time T1 won a fight, it's because they managed to find a pick onto Vinny, had a numbers advantage, and either Max can lose the fight, or they can't contest anything. Happened in the previous fight, it's just happened again now.
Yeah, just warding without a friend. One of the most dangerous things you can do in the game.
It's like watching myself play solo queue. My teammates are probably messaging me in my DMs. Oh my god, Milky, it's you.
Yeah, it's a case of, well, no one's gonna ward, I'll do it. And that's cool.
Oh man, Nature's Cross. This is huge for T1. And Meds is the only member left standing. Let's keep on going, boys. Good turn from Vinny, but Guwon flashes forward. They get the kills, they get the ace, and they're all still standing. It's happy days for T1.
That's the Wombo the draft had promised, and the most damage dealt by the side of Max was that tower. Meds tried his best. Vinny fought valiantly to keep his Zeri alive, but there was just too much gold, too many members, and it's a clean 4-0 T1 against Max. They go through to the next round.
Call in a pressure washer because Guwon, that was the dirtiest Maokai ult I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, Max, they came, they saw, they only played one. They kind of only really played T1, and T1 knocked them back both times. That's the end for Max for now.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll go back to Chad. They'll keep carrying on. Garvey's been around for a while. He's shows no sign of slowing down in the lower leagues. So I'm sure they'll defend. Meanwhile, T1, they're happy. They get to go on to the next round. Hopefully, they'll bounce up against one of Damwon or Kwandong. So it's another Challengers Korea rivalry. It looks like so. Gonna be fun. Gonna be fun to see.
T1 as well. They look good, but there's definitely some chinks in the armor, some little mistakes that they can be ironing out. Particularly, I think at the start of the games, those kind of frenzies. Yes, they've been coming out on top, but it's been a little bit coin flippy, it's felt.
Yeah.
But T1 have been incredibly good to make sure that the coin flip has always landed in their favor.
Yeah, they definitely need to know when to call it quits and not just say, no, we can take one more fight, one more fight, one more fight. No, you're low health. Just reset. Just go home with the Baron, fellas. Yeah.
I was trying to think of some, metaphors for it, but knowing me and my metaphors, they're going to go horribly, horribly wrong. Production, just to check, are we going into a break before next
Break.
series? Yes, we are. So with that, we will be back in a short bit with our third series, although second series on this stream of the day.